I just kept choking her. I don't know how long it was.
The best answer that the form gave was to eat them. Eat the person? Cannibalism?
We begin tonight with late-breaking developments in the mystery surrounding the disappearance of young pregnant Marine wife Erin Corwin.
A pregnant wife of a Marine disappears. This is more than just a missing person case. This will expose a scandalous military love triangle. Whose baby was she carrying? Her husband's or her secret boyfriend's? Who was the mastermind behind her disappearance? This is the case of Erin Corwin, 2 Marines, a murderer, and a mind trap.
I guess she was someone that I could tell stuff that I didn't want to tell anybody else, because she was a secret. So I could tell her my secrets.
19-year-old Erin Hevelin grew up in the small town of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. It was here that she crossed paths with her future husband, Jonathan Corwin. Jonathan and Erin forged an instant connection. The two were inseparable, and they remained friends until Erin's 16th birthday, when John asked her parents for permission to date her, which they granted. Upon graduation from high school, Jonathan was driven by a sense of duty and patriotism, so he enlisted to serve in the Marines. Following John's promise to wife Erin up, he proposed, and they tied the knot in November of 2012. After their wedding, the couple relocated to John's Marine Base in 29 Palms, California, home to the Marine Corps Air-Ground Combat Center, the world's largest Marine Corps training base, and a hub for many military families. Initially, everything appeared to be going well for John and Erin, but things took an unexpected turn when Erin suffered a miscarriage, which placed considerable strain on their marriage. The loss was felt by both Jonathan and Erin, especially John, who was unable to console Erin. John grew distant, and the couple found themselves arguing more frequently, especially over their finances. On June 22, 2014, she was pregnant once again. Erin was excited, but traumatized by the loss of the previous pregnancy, so she chose not to share the news publicly. 6 days after discovering she was pregnant, Erin decided to visit Joshua Tree National Park. She wanted to go check out beautiful sites where she could take pictures with her mother, who would be visiting in a few days. At 7:30 a.m. on the 26th of June, Erin kissed John goodbye and told him, "I love you." That day, she left home, never to be seen again. Once the investigation began, John, being Erin's husband, was considered the first suspect, especially because he delayed making a report. However, the police quickly cleared him of any involvement, as there was no evidence linking him to her disappearance. During the investigation, the name Chris Brandon Lee repeatedly surfaced, leading the police to uncover evidence suggesting that Erin had been cheating on her husband with him. One of Erin's friends even disclosed that Erin had sent her a text saying Chris was taking her to the surprise he had for her, and she hoped he proposed. When John and Erin relocated to the Marine base, they befriended their next-door neighbors, Chris and Nicole Lee, who had a 6-year-old daughter named Liberty. Nicole and Erin developed a strong bond, often spending time together when their husbands were occupied with work. Initially, everything seemed normal, but Erin and Chris began to grow unusually close, and Erin found solace in Chris's company during the aftermath of her miscarriage and John's increasing distance. On the 1st of July 2014, the investigative spotlight shifted to Christopher Lee, and he was brought in for an interview. They had discovered evidence linking him to the disappearance of 19-year-old Erin Corwin, and while they couldn't figure out how he was involved, they were ready to coax the truth out of him. To avoid triggering Chris, the investigators began with a lighter tone, making him relax by asking him questions about his day-to-day life.
What's plans for when you guys get back to Alaska?
I think we're going to live with her brother, because we got our 2 horses that we're shipping up there. And then I'm going to use my GI Bill to try to get a chemical engineering degree.
Oh, okay. Where are you going to go to school up there?
UAA, in Anchorage.
In Anchorage. Okay.
I kind of want to go to Fairbanks because I got a new patrolling program, but she's wanting to go to Fairbanks. It's too small town for her.
Oh, really? How big is Fairbanks? I don't know.
It's small. Like, it's kind of like here, like big enough to where you can have space, not know everybody, but small enough to where you can drive from one to the other pretty quickly. But it's like 6 hours north of Anchorage. That's the thing.
Oh, is it? It's all her family and stuff in Anchorage?
Mm-hmm.
What about your family?
Yeah, they're all in Anchorage.
You guys have anybody down here at all?
Down where?
Down here.
Oh.
California?
No, just friends.
Just friends?
Yeah.
And then you were saying Your dad's from Hawaii, but he lives in Anchorage now also?
Yeah, he moved to go to Purdue College. I don't remember the state reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But he moved to college and he joined the Air Force and they sent him to Alaska and he liked it there, so he stayed.
Is that where you met your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And that's where she's from?
No, she's from Colorado. Her and Hal are visiting or something out there. I don't know their folks.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Are they still together?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How long were they married? Or have they been married?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's been a while. My brother's 25. So 26 plus years at least. Like that.
And that's older brother?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
He's named after my dad, even though his dad's like a CB. Junior? Yeah.
What's his middle name? E?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe they go down.
Yeah. No.
So is it just you and your brother?
No, it's my brother, me, my sister, and my younger brother.
How old is your sister?
She's 21, 22.
Oh, okay. Then you have a younger brother also?
Yeah, he's a senior this year.
Are they all in Alaska?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What are they doing up there?
My brother's working at they just built a new big outdoor shop. I'm not sure which one it is.
Oh, cool.
My sister, she's like a medical technician. And then my little brother's in high school. So.
Oh, right. And then you said you're going to go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gone to school down here also?
No, I haven't had time.
God.
Yeah, this Marine Corps can be really busy.
Really? Okay. So you got to start from scratch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
I took a college placement test, and my reading, writing comprehension are alright. They're really supposed to be with my math, and never use it anymore. So it's just like, I hate math. I love them. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, man. I can't stand it.
There's always an answer, whether it be, not there or there, but
I hate it.
consistent. It's like a language, you don't learn it.
Yeah, I guess. That's why I have calculators and computers, I guess. I don't know. I can't stand that. Okay, so you're going to go, so goal is to go through, get your AA first, or go straight to a program?
Yeah, I gotta do the basic college classes because I was late to sign today, so I can't, I'm not going to prepare my major till I get up there.
Oh, okay.
And when I get up there, I'm going to find a counselor, have them point me in the right direction, and then get my bachelor's and maybe a master's, depending if I want to go back. But a lot of the oil companies up there, they require at least 1 year on the slope up north. And so I have to graduate, and I'm pretty sure my dad will be a job up north for a while before I can actually get on an oil company.
What would you be doing? What's your goal with the oil company?
Just, they hire local engineers and petroleum engineers, and it's a really good paying job. So,
Yeah.
I think starting for them was $110,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a ton of money, dude.
The personal questions being asked helped the detectives understand Chris's state of mind. The casual flow of the conversation prevents Chris from fabricating a story of a forced confession if he does admit guilt during the interrogation.
Yeah, that's a big part of your life when you're 60 years.
Yeah, it's scary. But I'm ready for a change. And my wife, she's definitely ready to get out.
What does she plan on doing up there? Just taking care of your daughter? Or?
Yeah, I think she's going to try and find a side job, but mostly take care of her. I mean, since she's going to be in school, it'll be easier, but the reason she's so smart is because she worked with her so much.
Okay. Is she homeschooled at all, or?
Not like
Actual homeschool?
not actual homeschool, yeah, but like she worked with her a lot.
That's good. They with her a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
You said that definitely helps, man, with the kids.
Yeah.
Because they take you on all that stuff, you and stuff around, man. So like you guys are doing good things with her.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's smart.
Really smart. Really good.
That's cool. Wow, okay. So you got a couple weeks, or a week, and then you guys are driving up to Anchorage?
Yeah.
How long is that drive, man?
It's going to be like, we have to go there by the 17th because my buddy's wedding and I'm his best man. But we have friends in Washington, and I actually had a buddy of mine, he was from Oregon, so we were out there a couple months ago. At his funeral with his family, so we might stop in and see them on the way up to it.
Whereabouts in Oregon?
At the bottom, can't remember off the top of my head. If I saw him out, I could find out, but it's like bottom center, kind of more towards the coast.
Oh, okay. Like by Eugene or anything like that, where the University of Oregon's at?
I don't think so. I can't remember. No, my memory is really, really bad. Anytime we do anything on my head.
Yeah. Just from fighting or?
Football, explosions, just it's all happens.
Yeah.
This statement from Chris can be seen as him being cautious. Chris understands the significance of his words and accuracy. However, by claiming forgetfulness, he may attempt to evade being held accountable for his statements.
I can I probably really won't, unless it really sticks up, I won't remember what our competition was. I talked to the other officers the other day, and my officer, what did you guys talk about? I was like, I don't know, let's just ask some questions. Unless it's an impacting event that sticks, I don't remember.
Okay. And then you said Washington?
Mm-hmm.
You have people in Washington?
Yeah. One of my West best friends, she was down here with us for a long time. She did about last year. She was in Washington with her husband. So we're going to see them for a while.
Oh, right. Where do you know where in Washington?
I think it's on my time.
I used to live there. That's all.
It's west of Seattle, closer towards the coast. You have to cross a bridge to get there. No, it's not.
We lived around the water. I lived in Port Angeles.
There.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's where your friends live?
Yeah.
No way, dude. Yeah, because if you take a bridge over to Canada, it's like Victoria Island.
Yeah, because my buddy said you can go across the bridge for free, but when you come back, you have to pay the toll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived there for a while.
That's good.
No way. Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys are on Port Angeles. Beautiful state.
Yeah, she's been up there before.
Have you been there?
Not yet.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Because I really enjoy Oregon. Oregon's a very pretty state.
Dude, Port Angeles, where I lived, it was on 6th Street. So I had 6 streets. I was literally the 6th Street from the water.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked out my front door and there was the water on the bay. And then right behind me was the mountain. It was awesome, dude. So snowboarding and all that stuff. And I had the water. And you said you talked to somebody else. You talked to another detective or deputy or what?
Deputy Sheriff Milan, and then another female officer. I don't remember her name.
Okay.
It's just the deputy sheriff one gave me his card.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones that initially come to our house, and I talked to them, and then I talked to them in bonds because they're trying to go home again for some follow-up questions.
Oh, okay. When did you talk to them?
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday, I think.
Oh, they talked to you both days?
Yeah.
Okay, what would it be?
Well, the first day they asked me, they're like, hey, you remember what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I know them. And I didn't bring up mine and Erin's thing because it didn't seem pertinent at the time.
Okay.
Because that's how my mind works. And then that's why they wanted to talk to me Sunday afternoon. It was like, why didn't you bring that up? Kind of important. I was like, I didn't realize it was.
Okay.
So then I talked to them that day about stuff like that. And that's when they told me that they said, got a report that someone had seen it Erin Saturday night, which is impossible because I was home most of that day. So
okay.
I tried to call them today to talk to them, but either someone completely missaw what they saw or they're intentionally lying to you.
Yeah, I haven't heard that, so whatever that might be bad information.
Well,
that's not what I
know there's a lot of that going on too, because I don't know, my downstairs neighbor's wife is trying to help or play Inspector Gadget by herself, but I guess they're talking to, because she called my wife and was being pretty rude, and yeah, we're talking to Erin's friends, and they said you aren't being Saturday or Saturday. I'm like, no. Okay. Because she didn't, Erin never even, I don't think she even used it.
Well, let's back up to when you first met your neighbor, all the rumors. Like I said, I'm not really sure. Some of this I hadn't heard that you were seeing with anybody.
The neighbor in question is Aisling Malachi, Erin's downstairs neighbor and close friend, who was aware of the affair but disapproved of it. She also harbored suspicions about Chris's involvement in Erin's disappearance due to his violent past. If you're enjoying this video, please make sure to subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Okay, let's get back to the video.
I just know you guys are neighbors, so I'm trying to get how you guys met, that type of thing. Kind of talk about the relationship. I think you said there was something, a relationship you didn't tell me at first, but we'll just start from the very first time you met. What's your neighbor's name? First name?
Erin?
Erin.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what's their last name?
Corwin.
Corwin. Okay, so it's Erin and Corwin,
Yeah.
and they're your neighbors.
Yep.
Okay, and they're married.
Yes.
Okay, and when did you meet them?
I met her. She moved in before he got back. We didn't really it was kind of like, hey, you're the new neighbor. What's up?
When was that?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I dates you gotta find why she's like my treasurer and gatekeeper. She's like my.
Was it like a month ago?
No,
or a year ago?
It was a while ago. It was a long while ago. And then didn't really have any interaction with her until I got back from Okinawa. And then we talked to me and my wife went over there and hung out with him and his wife and some of their friends. And then I was having a really hard time adjusting back to the last apartment for some reason. And my emotional state was I didn't get fucked with anything. I was just kind of falling apart mentally. And I guess she gave off some kind of she was in a bad relationship, and she said her husband was beating her and choking her, and she was scared for her life. And man, fix that. So I just being in the state I was okay, well I can fix this. And then broken pieces fix each other. So we just kind of started developing a bond that grew stronger. And then over time, we started getting closer, having longer conversations. And then we kissed a few times at her place. And then my wife, she found out and she blew up and she told her. I guess I wasn't there when they actually confronted her, but she'd been lying to me, to everybody, to her friends.
Who confronted her?
My wife. Was there.
Okay, so
I don't remember where I was.
So her husband's name is
Yes.
and he came back from deployment. He was in Okinawa.
Yes.
Do you know how long he was deployed?
Probably about 6 months is the standard.
Is that standard? Okay. And again, if I'm asking some of these questions, I'm sorry, man. Whatever it is. So,
It's just I really, unless it really recently can't give you dates. So,
no, that's fine. So was it recent when he came back? Was it this year?
no, it was a while ago too. Me and Erin didn't start actually talking until probably a couple months after he got back from deployment.
Okay. And you don't know time or how long have you known her? If you had to take more than 6 months?
Yeah, more than 6 months. Probably more than 6 months, less than a year. That's okay. Because I've been really busy. When I took off the range and got thrown back into my leadership position, I wasn't planning on leaving Marines ever again. And so I just swamped crazy busy. Responsibility way above my level. And so that all came together. So my sense of time is skewed.
Oh, okay.
It's by range.
No problem. Okay, so you guys started, you never hung out when he was on deployment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on deployment, he comes back, and then is it parties, or when does that start? When do you guys start back now?
It was
Chris is trying to downplay his affair with Erin, portraying it as a mere pity relationship.
probably a couple months after you got back. I mean, it's kind of their relationship.
Do you mind if I close the door?
That's not.
Okay, just when people walk around.
Yeah.
Just give us a little bit more privacy, man.
You could tell that they were having nerve problems and
What do you mean?
they would yell at each other and normal Marines express that's what they do. And, she comes crying or stuff like that, and it's just normally it's just whatever. But I was pretty heavily, and so I was I don't give a fuck about anything. And I don't know. I'm not really sure how it happened. It just kind of meshed together somehow.
Okay, so you said you had your issues. What was kind of spawning those your last deployment?
I don't honestly, I don't know. like me and my wife, like you get so used to being away from each other that it's hard to be with each other sometimes.
Okay.
And so like we just weren't communicating, and I was like in my own world, just I wanted to go back to Afghanistan because it was easier there, Like all you had to do was wake up, stand post, on patrols, and stuff like that, Just real simple stuff, real life type responsibilities.
You have to worry about the wife nagging, or just clean up your room or something like that.
She's like, you're different, blah, blah, blah. It's just, it was easier over there,
Okay. When did you and your wife, when were you guys kind of having those?
It started when I first got back, and it started getting, it got worse, but like, not to the point where people would like probably, I don't know if anybody noticed, but like, it was just like attention,
Mm-hmm.
Like, we never really, like, and then, we just occasionally would blow up at each other, and like, then we had one through a bad argument, like, I had been drinking, and I just got really mad at her, and she like, made dinner the wrong way, so I just up and left, she got over, and like, we knew, like we had issues going on, but like, I just felt like I didn't need help, and I didn't want to listen to her when she said she needed help, that I didn't talk to somebody, and she was right, like, I was not all there,
Okay. And when were you deployed? This was Afghanistan, right?
Yeah, I got there right before Thanksgiving, and I came back in April.
Of this year? Or was that last year?
Okay. Yeah, so I went back for a while, about a year and a half.
2012, you guys deployed?
I think so, because
November to 2013?
we got there before Thanksgiving, because I remember that because when we got to the place where we're at, we had Thanksgiving leftovers the day of the COVID runner.
Okay, so it was right around Thanksgiving, November time, and then, so you were there for 6 months, came back in, what month?
April. So, 5 months? September.
So a little more than a year you've been back.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon for military families to experience a rough patch when a member returns from deployment, as they often struggle with disconnection after being distant for a while.
Okay, so you kind of start feeling depressed a little bit, you're drinking, and then you guys start hanging out like as couples, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, like when he first got back, we were hanging out with another couple, and like she was into horses, like my wife, so we'd all go to the horse rescue together and hang out up there. We'd ride horses and talk and do stuff. Her husband wasn't really into that, so he went down with us.
Okay.
And I don't know, that's it. That's kind of what we did.
So you guys have horses. Does she have a horse also, or?
She gave it up a couple weeks ago, actually.
Okay. So she gave up a horse a couple weeks ago. And that was her horse, or was it one of your guys' horses?
No, it was, she was sponsoring it, which means it was, well, she didn't technically own it, but she was like taking care of it and paying for its food and whatnot, so it was her horse, she's in like running it on kind of.
Okay. She could ride it whenever she wanted or whatever it was.
Yeah. She was pretty attached to it.
You said that you guys started hanging out more. What kind of drew you more towards Erin?
I'm really not sure. We used to watch The Walking Dead together. And we used to do that as a couple, and I had missed a few episodes, and I guess she wasn't into it, so the first time we actually really hung out together, we were playing Halo over at Jen's house, and they were watching The Walking Dead at mine.
Who was playing Halo?
Me and Erin.
Okay. And your wife?
And I think we're watching The Walking Dead.
Okay. So you guys were playing Halo. When was that? Do you remember
I don't know
how long it was?
Whenever The Walking Dead was on, that's my other organization.
Okay.
So we could check that.
Like when they were new episodes on Netflix or anything like that? Okay, so whenever The Walking Dead was on, that's when you guys kind of hung out.
Yeah.
Started getting closer.
We started getting more serious.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
I don't know, like, we were playing Halo, and she'd talk about how she was unhappy and how she wanted to go home, but she didn't fun letter. And just like stuff that, like, I guess not thinking about it kind of makes sense, but not really. But like at the time, I didn't care. It was just like she was like a change from reality, like something outside that I could focus on. It wasn't, the monotony of, being back in life. Yeah, I think that's.
What did she say about her relationship?
She said she's really unhappy. he scared her. And she'd say that he would choke her whenever like he would get mad, and she said she'd noticed it before they got married, but she thought it would change. And that's what, and then I was like, oh, I can fix this. Like in my mind, like white knight syndrome or something like that. Like it was like she was like a distraction from everything else that was going wrong in my life. Okay, something that I can focus on and fix. Because that's like, when I get really stressed out, I like to build things or fix things. It's just how my mind is how to relax. Mm-hmm. So, okay, so you thought you could fix that relationship? Yeah, I thought I could like save her or, maybe help her get home, just get out of a bad relationship or something like that. Mm-hmm. Reality, it was making things worse. Okay, and is this was it like a therapy for you or? Yeah, it was an escape, Mm-hmm. I wouldn't call it therapy because I wasn't fixing anything, but it was like, some people like do drugs, or like alcohol, I would drink and, I could focus on something else. Mm-hmm. So that's really what it was, is just something else to focus on, I could pretend my problems weren't real.
One day, Chris and his wife Nicole went to watch The Walking Dead at the Corwins' house. However, Erin felt uncomfortable with the violence and chose to play video games in her room instead. Chris and Erin had already been chatting and flirting at this time, so he decided to join her in playing the game. As they spent time together, one thing led to another, and they shared a quick kiss that lasted only a couple of seconds. However, those brief moments marked the beginning of their affair.
So, did it just start out talking?
Yeah, we just had a conversation. She we talk. She not really happy. And honestly, that's kind of how it started. It just avalanche downhill so fast. I was falling apart so fast. It was crazy that I didn't realize that I needed help.
Tell me a little bit more about that. How did you fall down, or how did you avalanche?
I was playing Russian roulette 3-4 times a week, every morning, not caring about anything, just being reckless at work. It actually improved my squad a lot, or my platoon, because it was just take a man and do crazy stuff, fire rockets and nothing. But just taking chances at the enemy taking, driving too fast, anything to kind of get like a rush or a distraction from a feeling of nothing or emptiness.
Did maybe this relationship with Erin, did it kind of give you that same rush?
Yeah, I think that's what it did. It's like, that big rush, that's spinning, and it would click and start, put it away. That's good for the day, or, just like a complete indifference unless there was something else, some kind of influence or high I was trying to get that I could never actually get.
So is that something like an adrenaline rush is what you're talking about?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, it's just, I just wanted to feel something, I was really numb to the world. My wife, she'd yell at me or anything, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. Go outside and have a drink and just.
How would your wife feel if you were having a relationship, or she found out if you guys were having
She found out.
Oh, did she?
Yes, and I guess she had got hold of my phone. I'm surprised she's not staring, because I'm super secret with my phone. And I guess she had taken the SIM card out and checked the messages that I put in her phone or something. And so she got really sad and was crying. And she told me, they confronted Erin. I wasn't there when they confronted her. I don't remember where it was. But I guess she had been lying about, him being abusive. And then he was like, I was just defending myself. She was the one that hit me first, and all sorts of stuff. And my wife would be the one to give me more information on that because I wasn't there.
Okay.
But I guess she didn't lie to me. She lied to her friends.
Lying about what?
She was in a bad relationship. They was all. She would tell me that they were in a super amount of debt and all the money and spend all the money. And I really don't know if anything that she ever told me was true or not. Because as soon as everyone found out, I just stopped talking to her.
How long did that happen?
A month and a half ago, 2 months maybe. it seems like forever ago, it really does. Just because, like, I was in, like, such a bad state, like, because me and my wife started doing marriage counseling after that.
When Nicole discovered the love texts between Erin and Chris, she decided to publicly expose them during a gathering with their friends, informing John about the infidelity of their respective partners. Tensions rose, and as Erin attempted to leave, Nicole pursued her, threatening her, saying, "If you ever have anything else to do with my husband, I'll take matters into my own hands." Now, while the two initially called off the affair, they resumed their relationship just a few weeks later.
And there, we were texting a lot back and forth. And it's like a real strong emotional bond, I guess. It's like,
How often would you guys text?
a lot, like, a couple times an hour at least, every day. Like, and it got to the point, you know, like, it was like, kind of like, it was like, you know, a new relationship. You know?
And was that when you were at work, or
It was at work, was at home. Anytime I got the chance, really. Because, like, you know, it was my make-believe life. And something, like, you know, something bad would happen. Me and Nicole get in an argument, I'd go text Erin, you know, to, like, get away from my real life, but my make-believe life. My happy place, I guess.
okay? So you would text her, and just whatever, I mean, random stuff on your day or complain about.
Stuff like that. Just,
You know, it's kind of the same way with her too, right? She complained about her. Did she say anything specifically, like how he acted when he came back from deployment, or what kind of things was she saying about him?
she was just saying that, you know, he'd always push her around, like, use McMahon moves on her, and she'd tell him to stop, he wouldn't, and, you know, like, she'd want and just stuff like that, just, you know, complaining, saying that she wanted to go home, but she didn't have money he didn't have money to send her home. And she wanted to run away and get out of there, and stuff like that. Okay, she talked about leaving all the time, but I guess the big thing was that she didn't have any money.
It's a pretty, it's a line kind of jumping over when you start going to kissing, or I mean, when did it become physical? How long?
We weren't physical very long, maybe a couple weeks, until my wife found out. She had texted me, she was like really upset about something, and she took her dog for a walk and she was crying. I don't really know what she says that, but I went down there to talk to her, and I was like, I don't remember if we kissed that night, I don't think we did. But like that's the first night that like we like talked for a really long time by ourselves. And I think the next day I went to work and I came over to talk to her, and then we kissed on the couch. I think we kissed when we played Xbox 2.
That first time?
I think so. But like I said, like my emotional mindset was just like it all kind of blurs together.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and when you say kiss, I mean it's like a peck on the cheek, or on the...
No, it's just like a new relationship, like a passion kiss.
Like making out?
Yeah, just like, but it didn't really feel right. It just kind of felt indifferent. Like at that point, I think I was realizing that like this wasn't gonna fix anything. I just, you know, whatever. I just wanted to keep it going, like, trying to save my main boy's life. But
okay. So the first time you guys were playing Xbox, who initiated that kiss?
it was a real mutual thing.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like someone did something or something. It was just kind of like an Xbox and kind of looked over, and then someone paused it and we just started kissing.
Who paused it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But and then like we stopped and like it was kind of well, that was kind of weird. And then I went back to the house and then we talked about it over text. And it was like, well, it wasn't that weird, you know.
I mean, how was she with it? Okay with it?
Yeah, she was okay with it. Like we were both kind of like surprised that it happened, but okay with it at the same time.
It's peculiar that Chris described his intimacy with Erin as something that rarely happened. This is contradicted by their neighbor Aisling Malachi's testimony, who mentioned that she herself caught the pair kissing in her house, but chose not to disclose it to anyone.
So why do you think she was lying?
Huh?
Why do you think she was lying to you?
She was lying to everybody. Because when she was telling me that I was hitting her and choking her and she was scared for her life, she was hitting back. She never told me that. She never told me that she was going to.
She was making him out to be the bad guy.
Yeah, that's when she was kind of villainy him, you know, trying to make him this evil figure when I don't think he really was. I mean, at least not to the point that I'm sure they had their arguments, but I don't think he was like to the point of what she was saying. But I don't know their actual internal relationships.
Okay. So you guys went out before, like, what time at night would that have been?
It was late. It was like 10 in the morning, something like that.
Okay. Where your wife was in the house?
Yeah, I was sleeping.
Okay. Did she ever catch you going out or sneaking out or anything like that? Or?
She was really mad at me the night that Erin was walking her dogs and crying at the bar because I thought that was harder than I thought. And she said,
She knew you was out there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, wait, there's someone on it. And I was just like feeding her some bullshit.
What were you telling her?
I was like, well, I was telling her like, that she was fine and stuff, but my worry is that I would comfort Erin and, you know, and like, just stuff like that. Like, and she was starting to get suspicious at that point. And because I'm usually not real guarded about my phone. Like, I'm on it very constantly because of work and I have names and stuff like that, but I had like 6 different passwords on it and like all sorts of things.
And she knew you were being more guarded about the
Yeah. You know, I thought I was playing smart, but yeah, can't smart away.
So you had 6 different like passcodes?
Yeah, I had phone or something. I had my lock screen, an app lock, an app that locked my phone, like all sorts of stuff.
So when you guys talked, was it primarily text message or was it any other apps?
No, it's primarily text message.
Okay. Do you guys have like Facebook
I
or
don't have Facebook.
Twitter or Snapchat, any of those kind of like what are the other apps they use nowadays? What is it, the Kick app or whatever it is? Or,
I'm not relative to social media.
yeah, I don't even know if those are the right names or anything like that. Okay, so you don't have Facebook. You have Twitter or anything like that? Instagram?
No.
Okay. Do you know what she does?
I don't. I'm actually sure on Facebook. I've seen on it.
Okay.
But I don't know if she has a Twitter or an Instagram.
Okay. So you talked just primarily text messages and phone calls?
Very rarely.
Okay.
Like calling, like, yeah, we never really call each other.
Okay. You didn't want it to show?
Yeah, it was that, and it's just like, I talked to her around lots of calling the phone, just, it wasn't opportunistic.
Oh, so you were texting. Who did you were texting when you were on your phone? Or
Honestly, she probably knew us. Like, sometimes I thought I was texting Erin, like, unless the conversation was casual. But, like, sometimes I thought I was texting someone else. Or, she's like, you're talking to me now, I'm talking to Connor, or I'm talking to my sister, anything like that.
did she ever say, let me see your phone? Or did she get jealous like that?
No.
Okay. You said she found out or she got it?
She was like really suspicious, and I guess what she did was she took the SIM card out of my phone and plugged it into the computer and accessed my text messages through that.
Okay. What kind of text messages did she find?
Just like, you know, hey, I love you, I'm glad we're seeing each other, stuff like that, because like, I thought I was in love with her, but like, it was just that make-believe life that I was in love with it. Not normal daily.
While the conversation may appear casual, the detective is actually probing the likelihood of Chris's involvement in Erin's disappearance. By seeking more information about their level of familiarity, the detective aims to understand the extent to which Chris may have gone to conceal his relationship with Erin.
But you told her that you loved her. Did she tell you that she loved you?
She did. Okay. And I honestly, I kind of think she meant it. Because like, after it ended, like, you know, I care for her at some level because she did, you know, probably help me not kill myself a little to an extent. She was, you know, she had face, and there would probably always be that slight emotional bond that was there. But, you know, after we stopped talking, I realized, you know, like, hey, I'm not myself. I don't know what's going on. You know, she lied to me about this and this. I don't even know who she was really. Like, I don't know if she like lied to me completely or partially or not at all. It's just like, you know, when you're in that kind of relationship, you don't know if it was good. But I didn't know who I was, so if I don't know who I am, I can't tell who anybody else is.
When did you guys stop talking?
As soon as my wife found out,
When was that?
a month and a half ago, I think. It seemed like forever. If you ask her, she would know.
So a month and a half ago. Tell me that was when she pulled the SIM card out? Was it about a month and a half ago?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe 2 months. I don't think it was 8 months, 2 months ago.
Okay, about 2 months ago, a month and a half.
Yeah, 2 months tops.
Okay, so she finds that, she pulls that out. I mean, did you like go to your phone, or I mean, when did she get your phone at work? Or how did she get that SIM card out of there?
She did it during the night. Well, so we were I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. Like, and she naturally and rightfully lost her mind. We had a huge argument. You know, I told her everything, how I was feeling. She didn't know that I was feeling suicidal. She knows I was upset and like not ready, but like she didn't know the extent of it. Like it's really probably just pure chance that I won't lie because I was spinning that cylinder almost every morning.
Okay. Oh, what kind of gun was it?
It's a revolver. It's a GP100 57.
Okay. So you were spending that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she found text messages about that, talking about you need. Well, she found text messages about you telling her that you love her, and vice versa. Did it talk about anything physical? Did it talk about kisses?
I don't think so because she asked me about that, and I told her we'd kiss, and she got really upset by that, and I don't know if like Erin told him that we hadn't or not, but she told me that Erin said I initiated it, but I didn't. It was a mutual thing. I think Erin was really scared because I wasn't there when we confronted her.
Okay, and how many times did you guys kiss?
4 tops.
Okay. So you guys kissed 4 times. Did anything else happen other than kissing?
No.
Okay. Any touching, groping?
Maybe some like hands up and down while we were kissing, but nothing real heavy.
Okay.
Nothing under clothes or anything like that.
Chris's body language in this moment could potentially indicate deception. Him reaching for the drink is also an attempt to alleviate tension and mask his body language.
Okay. You never had any type of intercourse with her?
No.
Okay. So tell me the farthest that you did with her.
The farthest we went was making out and like hands moving across each other's bodies, you know, just kind of basic new relation exploration type stuff, you know, like, you know, when you kiss somebody, you move your hands around, you pull them closer. That's as far as we ever got.
Okay. So just kissing.
Yes.
And just kind of touching and moving. Okay. Did you ever take clothes off around her?
I was shirtless around her, but that was at like the ranch and stuff, never while we were by ourselves.
Did she ever take her clothes off around you?
No.
And when you guys were hanging out, was it like during TV episodes, or was it like during the day, or when did you guys ever hang out? When did these make-out sessions or whatever happen?
Most of them happened in the morning after John would go PT before I would leave for work, because since I was in charge of the Lieutenant Marines, I had kind of a more relaxed morning schedule. I could do my own thing. And my wife's not a morning person, so she's not up till like 9 or 10 anyways. So I would wait for John to go over, and she would text me, come over and give us a morning kiss. That only happened a few times before everybody actually found out.
Okay, so John would go to PT at what time?
Early, like 5:36, something like that.
And then you had to go to work at what time?
8, maybe you had to be in there in the office by.
Okay. So between 5:30 or 6, you'd get a text message. What would it say? Just say, come home.
Be like, hey, come over, something like that. Yeah, that only happened a couple times. There was the Xbox time, and then by the park. And that's really the only encounter we had, because our relationship hadn't, like, it was like just starting to get to that point when everybody found out.
Okay. Is there going to be more than 4 times that she's texting you in the morning, like around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning? Is there going to be more text messages, records, or whatever if we find that?
I'm not sure. There probably will be, but I can't honestly remember like every moment that we texted.
You guys texted pretty frequently.
Yes, very frequently.
What time would you normally wake up in the mornings?
5:30 or 6. Usually wake up. Sometimes I go peeking around. Sometimes I would just hang out in the morning, get ready for work.
Okay, so you wake up about 5:30, 6. And what time do you go to bed usually?
Midnight, 1, maybe later. I wasn't sleeping a lot, so.
Okay, so it's a normal day is kind of take me through a normal day. You wake up at what time and then just kind of take me through a normal day.
Yeah, I wake up at 5:30 or 6. Either go PT or not, depending, because my knees, they hurt a lot, depending on how I was feeling. And then I'd go into work by 8. I'd be in the office, taking care of rosters, range, and doing all sorts of just, leadership type stuff. I would come home for lunch from about 11:30 to 13, and then go back to work till 16, 17, and come home for the day.
Okay. And then when you got home from the day, what was your kind of like nightly routine like?
Come home, change out of counties, help with dinner, maybe relax, play some video games, maybe not, have a drink, and then just basically get ready for bed.
And so you went over, if you went over to Erin's house, it'd be in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go over there during the day or at night?
No, not usually, because I was there, so if I went over there during the night, I would have been either to see or get me.
Okay. But when you hung out with Erin primarily, what time was that during the day?
It's usually like hung out with it. I'd see him in the morning, but we usually hung out like either after work or off work hours. Each other's usual spots for doing something. We usually sit outside and talk or just hang out. But most of our interactions was through text.
Okay, most of those days. Well, when you would go over there in the morning, like how long would you hang out over there?
Not long, half-hour jobs. Just because, I was doing mosquito on. I was trying to wear easy to look kind of bubble. Without trying to seek out, so I wasn't trying to draw a lot of attention in case anybody was having bad or so.
Did anyone ever see you going over there or watch you over there or anything like that? Okay, did your wife ever know that you were going over there those times?
No.
Okay. Even when she found the text messages, did she know?
She knew that at that point I was seeing her, and I don't think she cared when it happened, or she was just really upset that it had happened.
Okay, so you saw her in the mornings, and then you wouldn't hang with her because you were at work, right? You were like 16 or something.
Yeah, 16, 17, sometimes later, depending on what needed to be done for the day.
And then that's couple, you guys hang out at night or something?
Not usually. But occasionally we would. It wasn't a regular thing.
Okay. And then, so you made out about 4 times. When you went over the mornings, did anything escalate past kissing?
No.
Okay. Would you guys hang out? Which part of the room would you guys hang out or in the living room? Okay. Did you ever go in the bedroom?
No.
Okay. Any other rooms in the house? Is there multiple bedrooms?
They all have 2 bedrooms. But now we just hang out in the living room.
Did you guys ever go to any other parts of the house?
No. Well, I'd go to the kitchen, but we never really hang out in there.
Okay. And then what kind of stuff would you guys talk about when you were over there in the mornings?
I just asked her how she slept and what the rest of the plan for her day and what she planned on doing. So just basic generic morning conversation.
Okay.
When we talked, it wasn't anything special or crazy. It was just someone else to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this interview, it is crucial to recognize that Chris has been trying to downplay the intensity of his relationship with Erin. However, the details shared by Erin's close friends suggest that their relationship was indeed serious, with Erin even considering eloping with him.
Man, how does it make you feel?
Just not necessarily good. Just there was something there. It's that new relationship feeling where it's this is cool, this is new. It's something. It's just like I said, it's just a change from what I thought was wrong. But I came back and not everything was the way I thought it was going to be. It's just.
I know you said you that was kind of like your fake life, did a real life and then kind of a fake life. Did you ever seriously consider making that the real life or making her the real person you want to be with?
I think in my mind I thought I did, but it was a big part of me not ever going anywhere, because like I didn't ever want her to be in a broken home, and I think that's what really drew me back and like kept me from going super far. Was like the fact that I had my daughter, you know, like in my mind I knew that it was wrong what I was doing, and that, you know, I told her that I wouldn't leave her, and I told her that I had thought about it, and if I didn't have, then, you know, I might, but since she was there, I wanted.
Okay, so you guys talked about you actually leaving. Mm-hmm. Tell me about those conversations.
Like, she asked, you know, because we thought we were like perfect together, we thought we were happy, you know, because it's the new relationship, like nothing.
You there?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing could go wrong. We didn't fight at all. And she's like, you know, why don't we just stay with each other? I'm like, because, and then I told her, I'm not going to put Liberty to a broken home. And she's like, well, Liberty is strong, okay, she did that. Regardless, you know, how strong she is, it's just something that I want to put her through. You know, we constantly back and forth, you know, but like, I don't know if like I knew it was wrong or it's just like subconsciously like I knew I wouldn't do it. But I just told her, you know, this stuff not going to happen. You know, I think we had talked about it a couple times. We might have texted about it, but I never really seriously considered actually ever leaving, if only for the fact that we.
Okay, if you know, I've seen this here, but I mean, if there was no here, you had there was no here. Right. Okay.
I was at that point, like, she was pretty much the only thing that was keeping me alive, you know? I mean, like, I almost did a couple times just by a chance, but like, if it wasn't for her, I would have put 6 in the cylinder.
Okay.
Although the conversation seems casual, it's actually a common interrogation technique. The detective maintains control by asking open-ended questions, while the suspect believes they are leading the conversation, unaware that it's being directed by the detective.
So this is kind of like your age, she's strong. She's not strong. Okay. But I mean, okay, so without her, would you ever seriously consider, you know, making Erin your relationship, or you know, kind of fixing you while fixing Erin, or, you know, kind of thought?
Not now that I know. Well, before, yeah. When me and Erin were at our strongest, I probably would have, you know, because like everything seemed like it was perfect. But, you know, I can't say it was real because I don't even know if she was telling the truth or not. That's the thing, you know. It's like watching a movie, you know, I've been like, you know, if that could be my life, I would, but it's not real, you know. It's a fantasy, it's a fake idea.
Did you guys ever watch movies and love stories or whatever it was and talk about it?
We watched, what's that movie? Moulin Rouge downstairs, but there was more people than actually Weakest and us too. That was the second time, I think, now that I remember, because our downstairs neighbor saw his wife actually saw us. And we were watching Moulin Rouge when that happened.
When Aisling walked in on Chris and Erin, she advised them to put an end to their affair. She specifically expressed that she wasn't surprised Chris would engage in such behavior, but she was deeply disappointed in Erin.
And during the time that you were texting Erin, how was your relationship with
it was under a lot of duress, a lot of strain. Like, she kept trying to talk about things, and I just kept shutting her out, you know? Like, because in my mind, I was like, what, I need to talk to her, talk to Erin, you know? There's nothing wrong with my marriage. I gotta fix this one, you know? I got my make-believe life. It's just, and, you know, she kept trying to get me to open up, and I just kept shutting her out. But, you know, get the point where I was shutting everybody out. I wasn't talking to my parents anymore. It was just getting bad.
And then what was like the physical life between you and your wife? Were you still having sex?
Yes, we were. We've always had a pretty physical relationship, and for her, it's like a de-stressor. So even like if she was mad at me, we always had a pretty good sex life.
Okay, so it was pretty frequent. I mean,
Yeah.
how many times were we talking?
A week, 2 times a week, maybe 3 if it was a good week or a bad week.
Okay. So, I mean, has that ever changed in that time you were talking to Erin, where you stopped having sex with wives or? Okay. So it's been pretty.
Well, and we stopped having sex a while after she found out that she was mad at me, and she didn't trust me, and she didn't want to be, she didn't have me touch her because I kissed another girl. That was a really big deal to her. And so, I think like a week or 2 we had stopped having sex. And
How long was it?
a couple weeks, month ago. So, but like, she said I need to earn trust back, and need to earn the right to touch her again, be a good husband, stuff like that. And that's why we started doing the marriage classes.
So a month ago, that's when you stopped having sex?
No, we had stopped having sex for like a 2-week period, if that. It was right after she found out that I was talking to Erin. So, like if you need like better dates, she didn't want to ask. She remembers like everything like that.
Okay. So there was a couple week period where you guys stopped. She said she didn't trust you.
Yeah.
Because you kissed Erin.
Mm-hmm.
Did she think that you guys did anything else?
No, I told her we didn't, and she believed me. It's just that kissing is a really big deal to her. It's just like actually physical contact in general with her is a huge deal. Because she's not a real like social person. Like she doesn't hug people. She doesn't like hold hands with her family. So like physical contact with her is a huge deal.
Okay. Did her accuse you of having there?
No, she asked me if I had, but she never accused me of it. Because I told her we had, and she believed me. So.
What made her believe you about having sex?
Honestly, no. I told her we didn't, and we didn't. So, I mean, I'm sure in the back of her mind she probably suspected it, but she never. But once I told her we didn't, she knew that was it.
Okay. So that was about a month and a half ago, or so.
Yeah.
Okay. When she found out, tell me how your relationship with Erin went. Describe that for me.
It just stopped. So, like, she found out, my wife, she took my phone for a while, and she was holding on to it. And so, me and Erin just, stopped talking.
Okay, so that was how long ago?
Month and a half ago, whenever we found out. So it just ended.
Have you talked to Erin since that day?
No. Okay. I'd see her now and then outside, but we didn't go on exchange words anymore.
Okay. So in person, you haven't met with her since then?
No.
Have you gone to her house since then?
No.
And have you texted or used any other type of app to communicate with her since then?
No.
Okay. So a month and a half ago, what was your last contact like with Erin?
I think it was like a normal casual conversation that we had because I didn't know who was going to find out. And then, she found out, and then she wanted me to talk to her, but we never ended up doing it. And so my last conversation with her was probably good night, sleep tight, that sort of thing. So.
And do you know what day it was or time or what time was you guys usually text each other good night?
Midnight around there, depending if someone was tired or someone was awake.
Okay. So that was about a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
Okay, no contact since. Okay, and you said your wife was pregnant and miscarried. When was that?
A second appointment. I don't remember the exact dates. Yeah, ask her. Like I said, main dates. I don't remember things real well.
Chris's statement about being bad with dates was strategic, as it potentially allowed him to evade questioning regarding timeline inaccuracies. But that's not going to stop the detectives from asking more questions.
Okay, and do you know if Erin was ever pregnant?
She was.
When was she pregnant?
Before I started talking to her, she was pregnant, and then she had miscarriage. And basically, she didn't see my father die one night when I was at the where she was like, yeah, I didn't really want the baby anyway.
This statement from Chris might be easily overlooked, but it is significant because he was never asked how Erin felt about her pregnancy. It seems as though Chris is attempting to portray Erin in a negative light.
You know when that happened?
Not really. I think they've been there for a couple months because I think she was a couple months pregnant. Maybe.
Did she look pregnant?
Not really, remember? No. But I don't think she was pregnant when I first met her. And then, because she never really looked pregnant to me. I mean, it looked like she might have gained a little bit, but not pregnant. And then she said she was already. And then she told everybody that she miscarried eventually.
Okay. You don't know when that was sometime today. It was just
sometime.
That was before you started talking
Yes.
to her, texting her, or whatever it was.
It was.
Okay, and was she upset by that?
Like, she was, I mean, I don't think she was upset at all, really.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff was she saying about John or with the baby or anything like that? What kind of stuff was she confiding into you?
She was glad. I mean, she was glad that she miscarried from it. She said she wasn't upset by it because, she didn't want to have a baby. She was scared that she was going to be tied down. But, at that point, after the miscarriage, I'm not sure if that's when stuff really started to go bad or what, but, she was stuff started to get worse after the miscarriage.
Okay.
That's what she was telling me anyway.
The stuff between her and him fighting and stuff like that, or what else was she saying was going bad?
She was just saying they were fighting a lot. She was saying he was spending all their money, that he was putting them into human debt, and that she was doing better by herself before she met him. She would tell me that she had her own money when she was living by herself. She had plenty, and that she used it all and moved here to be with him. So. Okay.
When questioned about his activities on the 26th of June, Chris stated that he had planned to go on a hike at Joshua Tree National Park with Connor, Ashling's husband. However, when Connor canceled, Chris decided to go alone. He claimed that he had to leave the park abruptly because he was being shot at by an unknown man.
Okay, so you wake up and you're wearing what kind of shoes?
My combat boots.
You're wearing combat boots? Okay, and where are the boots at?
Their house.
Okay, so their house, just regular, what color boots?
They're just tan, steel-toe combat boots.
Okay, and then what's the tread like on your boots?
It's kind of a rough triangle pattern, I guess.
Okay, and then you're wearing what type of jeans?
Just normal blue jeans, down blue jeans.
Okay, and then what kind of shirt are you wearing?
Kind of like this, but it was white color.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You know what brand or?
No, I don't know off the top of my head, but I could show you guys. I got it.
Okay. Did you wear a hat?
I had a black ball cap, but I didn't really wear it because it was hot. I just brought it. Okay.
And then what gear did you take to go coyote?
I took my 22 Magnum, a mat to shoot out of, and a blanket as a rest. I forgot all my water. So I was out there for quite a while with no water. And I actually, on the way back, I talked to a couple, and they gave me some water.
On the way back somewhere?
From on the way back into Fire Bombs. Because I had been out there so long, I was really, really dehydrated. So I was stopping and asking everybody that I ran for water. And they happened to have a bottle.
Okay, so you, let me see, piece of paper, because I'm not super familiar with the area. You're kind of describing some words, some streets and stuff. Would it help you if you kind of draw a little bit? Here, I can pull it on Google. Okay. Well, and then if you, that helps you on Google. And if you can draw, like what streets you kind of took, just so it kind of gives me an idea of the map. Okay. How.
Unknown to Chris, Erin's car had already been discovered, and tire tracks resembling those of his Jeep were found at the scene. The detectives, aware of this evidence, decided to deceive Chris by falsely claiming they were 100% certain the tire tracks belonged to his vehicle. This tactic compelled Chris to reveal additional truths.
Okay, yeah. Have you and Erin ever met in this area?
No.
Does she know about this area?
Maybe. I mean, if she drives on that way, you can see on there just roads that come off it.
Would there be any reason why Erin went down there?
No, not that I know. I mean, it's not somewhere where you bring a car. Because the place most people meet up is in this dirt parking lot, because once you start getting back here, the sand gets really soft, and if you don't have four-wheel drive, you get stuck really easily.
And what kind of car does she have?
A Corolla.
Okay.
It actually looks a lot like the white one that's in their cardboard now, but it was blue.
Okay. And when you're down there driving, when you made your tracks or made your rounds, have you ever picked anybody up, whether it was on a vehicle or on foot?
Yeah, I've picked people up before, taken them to the gas station. I pick up hitchhikers all the time.
You pick up who?
Like people, hitchhikers, all the time. Actually gave a Korea vet a ride Sunday afternoon in the Joshua Tree.
From this dirt? Okay, so specifically from this dirt area.
Yeah, I picked up, there was a couple who gave a ride. I don't remember when it was. But like I said, now I'm forever.
There's a couple?
No, yeah, there's a couple. Like, I got them, and I gave them a ride from this area, because I was coming back from over here somewhere, and I gave them a ride to the gas station over here.
On base?
No, it was by the subway right on base.
Okay. And what day was that you gave a ride to the couple?
I don't remember. It was actually a while ago. So.
But recently, have you picked anybody up in this area?
No.
Okay. And that's why I'm asking about her car. Okay. Because we found her car.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was parked in that dirt.
Okay.
Okay, so any reason why she would have been parked in that dirt?
No, not that I can think of. Maybe she should meet up with somebody, but that'd be a really poor place to meet up with a car, because the sand's so soft back there. Like, how far would that go?
I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, because, like, most of the roads are okay, but a lot of them get really soft, like, because the sand goes so soft on some of them. And so, I don't take anything that's not four-wheel drive off the thing.
Okay. Hey, Chris, you gotta be honest with me. If you met her, if you talked to her, something, if that happened, you gotta be honest with me here. Because would there be any reason why we have some evidence linking you to that scene over here in the dirt near her car?
The detective maintains a silent demeanor, holding eye contact with Chris deliberately to apply pressure and induce internal anxiety in him, disallowing Chris from coming up with a quick lie.
Not really. I mean, he says that I come over there, multiple times a week. And this is where I drive my dog now.
How many times has her car been there?
I don't know. This would be the first time that I've known him being there.
Here's what concerns me. if you guys are meeting up, if you guys are hanging out, you don't want your wife to find out, you don't want the military to find out, because here's the deal. I don't work in the military, okay? I know you can be court-martialed and all that stuff. I don't care about that. I'm not worried about affairs. That's not what I'm worried about. Okay, that's not my job. Okay, whatever that is you're getting out, that's something completely different. I don't care about that. I don't care if you had an affair. I don't care if you guys had sex. That's not what I'm worried about here. Okay, that's not what I'm getting at. If you guys met here, okay, and there's some evidence that leads me to believe that you did meet here, okay. I need you to be honest with me, because again, I'm not for the military, okay? I'm not your wife. I'm not going to judge you. We're sitting here, it seems like, I'm trying to be real with you. It seems like you're trying to be real with me, but it feels like you're kind of holding back a little bit. And I need you to kind of open up and be honest with me, okay? Because if you met her there and something happened, dude, you're talking about going out in the mountains. You're talking about some other guy shooting. Dude, if she got hurt, if she got shot, if something happened to her in the mountains, I need to know about that. Her family needs to know about it. And that's what we're looking at right now. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I do.
Okay. So, is there any reason why I would believe that you met her there?
No, there shouldn't be. I mean, like, can you tell me, like, what kind of evidence it is?
Chris, we're not going to go there, okay? The most important thing is that you're being honest with me.
I am, and I understand.
I need you to be straightforward with me, okay? Because if something happened up here in the mountains, you guys went out, you have, enjoy your day, you were taking her out in the forest or the national parks or anything like that, kind of showing her some things. And something happened out here. This guy's shooting off rounds and hit her and he got scared. Something like that happened. I need to know about that. Okay? I need to know about that. I don't know if that's what happened. You need to kind of tell me. Let me know if that's what happened. Can you kind of give me some type of insight to why you guys met out there on Saturday?
We didn't do that.
Okay.
The detectives suspect that Chris might be hesitant to confess due to the potential consequences of adultery under Article 134 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. The maximum punishment includes a dishonorable discharge, forfeiture of all pay and allowances, and confinement for up to 1 year.
Chris, you need to be honest here, okay? You talk about evidence, right? You talk about you want to be straight up. I'm being straight up with you. We do have some evidence there. Okay, your tire tracks are there, as well as her tire tracks, and your tire tracks drove over hers, showing that you met her there, and your tire tracks drove over hers. Okay, so it shows that both vehicles were there at the same time. So I'm having a hard time explaining, let's figure out why both of your vehicles were there at the same time. Help me understand that.
No, you can. Could her vehicle have been there and left and my tire tracks drove over them?
No, your tire tracks drove over hers.
And I don't know what happened.
So here's the thing. She drove there Saturday morning. Okay, she drove there in the morning. Your tire tracks drove over hers. You said the last time you drove over there was Thursday. She doesn't drive out there every day. Her car was still there. Your tracks drove over hers since Saturday.
Could have been your vehicle because I wasn't out there Saturday.
Sure, vehicle, Chris. You gotta be honest with me.
I'm being honest with you.
You gotta be honest with me. You have to give me something to explain. I have to go out here. I've been talking to you for hours. My supervisor hasn't. My supervisor knows things, the evidence at the scene. Okay? I have to have something. I have to walk out here and go tell my sergeant, Okay, this is what explains. This is why his tire tracks are over hers. And this is why it makes sense. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay, so I need something. You gotta be honest here. You gotta really be honest here. Because I need to go out and tell my sergeant, hey, this is why. You gotta get something.
I don't know why it would be like that.
Okay, my sergeant's texting, asking questions, and talking to this dirt. Okay, I'm gonna have to walk back out, take a break in a second, and I have to give him something. What can I tell him? Why are your Jeep tracks over her Corolla tracks?
I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only one with those kind of tires. I mean, they're a pretty common brand. It could have been any other vehicle, but it wasn't mine. I wasn't up for Saturday. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I mean, if she was lying to me, nothing with me, she very well would have been helping with somebody else.
You understand we're very good at our jobs.
I understand that.
You understand that there's wear patterns, not specific. Even if me and you are wearing the same shoe, we wear our shoes differently. Tires are worn differently. Vehicles are driven differently over road surfaces, dirt surfaces, concrete, gravel surfaces, and they have different wear patterns. You understand that. You're a military guy, you understand that. Just like footprint, there's toe digs and drags and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's texting me, man. You gotta give me something. You gotta be honest here.
I really don't know what you want me to tell you.
In cases like this, innocent individuals will be riled up from the accusation, but Chris's lack of confidence is the only thing that's loud.
Tell me about some of her friends that you know.
The only friend she ever talked about was so she said it was her best friend back home.
What did she tell you about, other than her being her best friend?
That she was in some kind of messed up relationship, and that they talk all the time. That was pretty much it.
Did she tell you that she talked to you about it?
No.
Do you know if she talked to you?
I don't know.
What are her friends?
That's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that she talked about all the time.
What could she have told me?
She could have told you anything, because whenever we were hanging out, she would tell her something and blow her up, because she would just tell her wrong. And sometimes Erin didn't want to hear about it, so she'd just tell her she was doing something else or whatever.
Tell her she was doing something else, like what?
Tell her she was busy or she was driving, even though we weren't, just because she didn't want to talk to Jeff. Because Jeff was coming at her with what was going on in her life, or Jeff called, what we were hanging out. And she would give her some kind of excuse that she didn't want to talk right now.
Did Erin tell Jeff what was going on in her life?
No, I'm not sure. I wasn't really around. They texted, I wasn't around with any conversations.
Okay. Give me a second.
The detective returns to the interrogation room, initiating the accusatory method of interrogation. This involves revealing to the subject that the investigation has identified them as the individual responsible for committing the crime.
All right, guys. Here's the deal, man. I've been doing this a long time. We've been doing this a long time. Okay. We found our vehicle. Okay. We found your tire tracks. I've been working lots of cases with tire tracks. I know you were out there. Okay? You're not the only person we talked to. Okay? She was reported missing on Sunday morning. We've been working this nonstop since Sunday morning. There's multiple detectives out there at the scene. They're search and rescue. There's cadaver dogs. We're going to find out what happened to her. Okay? We're going to find out what happened to Erin. She's not okay. Something happened out there, and she's not okay. And we're not going to stop until the truth is out there. Okay, so here's what I need to understand from you. Okay? We've talked to Jesse. We've talked to other witnesses that know a lot about what's going on. It's not hidden from people. We know that you were going to meet her on Saturday. We know that. We know that you were going to go take her for a long drive and it was going to be a surprise. We know those things. Okay? We know that you met with her on Saturday morning. The day that she went missing. We know that. Okay? And we also know that you were one of the last people to see her alive. Because something happened out there. We know that something happened out there. You know that something happened out there. And we just need to understand what happened out there. We need to understand why it happened out there. And I don't believe you're a cold-blooded killer. Okay? You had some problems. You were dealing with it. You were trying to get yourself right. And I don't believe you're a cold-blooded killer because I deal with cold-blooded killers all the time. I deal with gangsters. I deal with people who go out there and just murder for no reason. Okay? No reason. They do drive-bys and have no remorse. Okay? I don't believe that you are a cold-blooded killer. But something happened out there. And I need to understand what happened. Because the truth is going to come out. We're going to find her. The truth is going to happen. We're going to be able to find out the truth when we find her. Okay? And we need to know that truth. That's what we're after. So is this right? Are you a cold-blooded killer? Did something happen? Was there an accident? Did something just happen out there?
I didn't see her on Saturday.
Okay, we're past that. You gotta listen to me right now.
The detective directly accuses Chris of murdering Erin, employing interrogation themes and tactics by denying Chris the opportunity to deny the accusation, hoping to break his confidence.
We're past that, or I understand you're saying that. But right now, this moment right now is the most important moment of your life. We can't change what happened in the past. Okay, we can change our what happens to us right now in the present. Okay, we can choose our fate from right now. Okay, we can't go back and change the past. If something happened, whatever it is, we have to be honest. Okay. So I want to believe that you're not a cold-blooded killer. That you didn't plan this. You didn't plan her murder. And you were going to go out there and you were just going to kill her. Just be a cold-blooded killer, kill her, get rid of her, and then go on with your life. Is that what happened?
No.
Okay. So something happened out there. We know that something happened out there. And you have knowledge of what happened out there. Okay, so I need to understand what happened. Because that truth is going to come. We're not going to stop. First, we're not going to stop. We're not going home. We've been working this for days at a time. Okay? There's lots and lots of people working on this case right now. It's a very important case that she's found. Okay? And we know something happened to her. We know something bad happened to her. Okay, we know that. And we know that you were meeting her on Saturday. We know that. We know that you met with her on Saturday. So this is why it's the most important moment of your life right now. This moment, basically I can hand you a shovel, okay? You're digging yourself a hole. There's a hole, okay? I'm going to hand you a shovel. You can either keep digging that hole, or you can prop that shovel on the side of the hole and climb your way out. And explain to me what happened. Because the truth is going to eventually come out. So here's your opportunity. Let me hand you that shovel, and let you tell me what happened out there. It could have been an accident. Something happened out there with that other shooter. Okay, I don't know. I'm just trying to find out the truth. I'm just a human. You're just a human. Okay, I'm trying to find out the truth. Something bad happened out there. Something bad happened after you met her. Whether it was there or whether it was in the wilderness. Okay, and I need to know what exactly happened. And this is what your opportunity to give you that truth. She has family. She has lots of family. And this is not going away. It's not going to just be a missing person case where we forget about it and everyone goes back to their own lives. Okay? And everyone forgets about her and everyone just goes back to work and just drives back and goes back to their normal jobs and their 8 to 5s. Okay? This case, we're not going to stop until we find out exactly what happened there. So here's your opportunity to be honest. Here's your opportunity to be truthful, because we've been doing this for a long time. Okay? I've been doing this for a long time. And you're not the typical person. How long have we been talking? Well, long time. You're not the typical person that I deal with. You're not the typical person. You're not looking at me with those cold-blooded killer eyes. And I would believe that you're not a cold-blooded killer. But I need to know what happened there. Did something happen out there? Was it an accident? Did something just happen and now you're afraid? You're afraid that maybe someone will blame you for it because of what happened in the past? Just because you were the last person with her doesn't mean that you're responsible for it.
This is a deceptive tactic. Whichever option Chris chooses implicates him, particularly since his initial response was a complete denial of involvement.
Is that what it is, that you're afraid? That you know if you admit that you met her, that someone's going to blame you? We know that no one saw you in the afternoon with her. We know that. Okay, that was bad info that whoever gave you. We know that. Okay? But are you afraid that if you say, yes, I met with her, I was in the dirt, we met, we hung out, I took her up, whatever, the wilderness, something happened, you're afraid that because you were with her and because you met with her and you told me, hey, no, I haven't seen her, we haven't had a relationship, we weren't meeting each other, whatever it was, are you afraid that we're going to think automatically that you had something to do with it?
No, I didn't take anyone with me when I went cooking.
Okay, what happened when you met her on Saturday morning?
I didn't get on Saturday morning.
We already know you didn't, okay? So you need to understand. Again, I'm giving you the opportunity to tell the truth, okay? We know you met with her. We know from friends, okay? There's phones. There's phone records. There's that type of thing that to put people in places where we can look up the phone records and see where people were at. Okay? So we know that you met with her. I just want to know why you met with her and what happened when you met with her. Here's your opportunity to be truthful. And I know you want to be truthful. Chris, I know you want to be truthful because we've been talking. I know you want to come clean. I know you don't want your wife to find out. Okay? I know you're afraid of what your wife's going to think because your daughter. I understand that. I have small kids. There's nothing I wouldn't do in the world for my kids. Okay? And I already understand that you said that you're only alive because your daughter's here. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
That your daughter is the most important thing to you. Okay? I know that. I know you're afraid of what your wife's going to find out, and you're afraid you're going to lose your daughter. Okay? I understand that. I'm a father also. Like I said, my kids mean the world to me. Okay? I know how important your daughter is. And I know how important it is for you to get the truth out. And you need to think about it. Okay? Think about it. Be truthful with me. Be honest with me. I know you're afraid of your wife finding out. Okay? You already told her, hey, we're done. We're not seeing each other anymore. You still were seeing each other. You still were talking. Okay? You don't want your wife to find that out. You're afraid of what's going to happen if your wife finds that out. I know that. You don't want to lose your daughter. You don't want to move back to Alaska and lose your daughter and lose your wife. But really, it's about your daughter. Because you already admitted that if your daughter wasn't in the picture, it would be no problem. You could leave and go with somebody else. That was not the issue. Your daughter is what's important to you. And that's the difference in a cold-blooded killer. They don't care about anybody. They can care about anybody. Nobody but themselves. I don't see that in you. I do not see that in you. You care about your daughter. You care about your family. You want to make it right. I see that in you. Okay? And that's in here. That's in there. You have morals. You went through some stuff. You went through it. Okay? And now you're afraid to tell me the truth. I know you met with her on Saturday. I need to know why.
Although denying it, Chris's body language completely betrays him.
Sorry, you can tell me. You can tell me. Chris, you can tell me. I need to know why you met with her on Saturday. I can see it in your eyes, dude. You want to tell me the truth. You're not a cold-blooded murderer. Listen to me. You want to tell me the truth. You care about your daughter. You're afraid what people are going to think. You're afraid that people are going to think you're a bad guy, that you're a bad person. I don't think you're a bad person. And I know you want to tell me the truth because I can see it in here and I can see it in your eyes. I need you to tell me the truth. And I need you to tell me the truth right now.
And you would know if I was lying.
Chris, I need you to tell me the truth. I need to know why you met with her. There's no reason to lie to me right now. There's no reason to lie to me right now. Okay? We're past that. We're past the lies. Right now is the time for you to tell the truth. I need you to tell me the truth now. Sorry, you need to tell the truth.
Just when the detectives believed that they were making progress, Chris delivers a blatant lie with a robotic tone, indicating that he thought this over during the period he stayed silent.
I didn't see her on Saturday. I just saw her vehicle. I was out that way when I was picking up more tires for a fire. And I drove past it to see if she was in there, but she wasn't. I didn't actually ever see her on Saturday. I was worried that if I told you guys I saw her car because of my previous relationship with her, you would automatically assume I did something.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're halfway there. This is not a game that we're playing. We're not playing this game of who can trick who and who can. You understand what I'm saying? This is a very serious issue. Okay, this is very serious. You were there. You met with her. We're not just talking about tire tracks here.
I never saw her on Saturday. I just saw her vehicle.
Okay. So you were there. You were there on Saturday. Tell me why you drove by there on Saturday.
I was picking up tires on the side of the road for a tire fire.
Where were those tires located at?
They were on the side of the road. Most of them was actually just tread. From my blown out tire. I have more trucks up there on the side of the road. U-turning, picking up tire trucks.
Okay, tell me what you told her about the meeting.
I didn't tell her about me.
What would Erin tell you about meeting you on Saturday?
I guess how have you been feeling lately? Same as I usually do. How's that? On a day-to-day basis. Haven't really made my mind yet.
Was a lot of your feelings, like your upsetness and stuff, does that come from being more tired, or is it all stuff prior to?
I don't know, it's just a combination of things just who I am.
You seen anybody before or anything like that? Have you ever tried to, or? Have you ever considered it?
I have.
What stopped you?
I don't know really. Really well. A big part of it is like, I don't want anyone to tell me that I'm not mentally fit, you know?
Yeah.
Any kind of reason.
Yeah, because then you feel like you kind of lost control, or, you know, like somebody's basically telling you how you are. That makes sense. I think you're definitely mentally fit. I don't think that's the issue. I think, you know, obviously you just have a lot of shit out of your life. You know, like I said, I mean, I respect you for where you've been and what you've done. Because, you know, honestly, dude, not too many men can say that. And you know, both of us, I mean, I speak for both of us, respect you very much for that. And we thank you for that. Honestly. You know, and this country wouldn't be what it is without our soldiers, so we really do appreciate that. And Erin, how did Erin feel about soldiers?
I never asked her about it.
Do you think Erin's still alive?
I hope so.
Are all your weapons at your house?
No.
Where they at?
My 22 is at the horse ranch because I'm using it to gun train my horse.
How are you really?
Yes.
You use the 22 to shoot coyotes?
Yes.
Do people don't they normally use like 30-30s and like 308s kind of stuff?
It depends. I mean, you can really use any kind of caliber. It depends where your shot placement is. I would have brought my other rifle, but I only have one round for it left. And now, boys, you gotta drive to Rancho to buy it. It's really expensive.
How to Bass Pro Shop down there? Yeah, crazy. Just out of curiosity, when we do find Erin, are we going to find bullet holes in her from you?
No.
And so nothing should match any of your weapons?
No.
And the ranch is, whose ranch is it?
It belongs to a lady named Isabel.
Does she have your gun?
It's at her house. I'm not sure if she knows it's there or not.
Where's it at her house?
Oh, I don't know. I asked my wife to put it away when I went to go meet the deputy sheriff.
So no reason at all that you can think of that why she would message people saying that she's planning to meet with you on Saturday, and why she would talk to somebody on the phone Saturday morning and say he's coming right now. No reason she just lied about that.
Yeah, she very well could have overheard me talking to me because where I usually make plans with the bedroom window is right above that. So if it was open at all, she easily could have heard what my plans were.
And so you think she set you up and then disappeared?
No, I just don't think she ever got over the fact that we had stopped seeing each other, and I think she was trying to maintain that appearance with her friends.
And when we run tests on the bedrooms and locations inside her apartment, are we going to find anything you're seeing?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Okay. I want to make sure. So nothing like that. And my understanding is you're saying you've never had sex with her, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so she never got over the fact that you guys were going to break it up. And was she stalking you or something, or what was the?
I honestly don't know, because I don't know if it's her or John, but sometimes when I come home, I see their plans move, but I just assume someone was in the kitchen fighting. But I honestly don't know. Okay, what she told everyone else and she told her friends that she can move to different things. Because when we were together and she was talking to me, she would tell her things to get off the phone because she had a lot of stuff going on.
So she would tell her stuff like, he's going to meet me on Saturday, I'm really excited, I think he's going to propose to me, and all this other stuff just to get her off the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. That's really weird. I could see maybe, hey, I got to do the dishes, or hey, so this is going on, or I got to run real quick, but to get that big, long, elaborate story and just to get her off the phone doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But then again, I don't know her. So, just trying to make sense of everything, that's all. Try to put yourself in my shoes. What would you think if you were in my shoes? What would you have going on in your mind?
I would think that she was doing conjugal things because that was actually what was happening. But she openly lied to people in her life. She lied to me. Pathological liar, and I'm going to care who they lied to.
Would she lie to you about?
She told me that her husband was beating her and she was afraid for her life. And the only reason she can go home is even better.
How long ago was that?
That was about a month and a half ago when we were actually seeing each other.
So are we going to find any conversations between you on Snapchat?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. So if we do, what would be the reasoning for that? Is it possible somebody was using your phone or something to chat with her?
I think it could have been. I leave my phone by itself pretty often. And where I work, in my vehicle, at home.
Who do you think would do something like that?
I don't know who would do something like that.
Okay. And you had everything planned for Saturday, correct?
I was trying to make plans with him, but he was on and off because of his shoulder injury. And so Friday night, he finally told me that he couldn't go. And so that's why I had to go Saturday morning. And I tried to get him to meet up with me, but I ran out of service.
So when we talked, I said, yeah, he's trying to get me to go. So
He won't. Because I actually talked to him the night prior, and he wanted to, but I think it's because he was drinking. But when he woke up in the morning, he still had guests over. And I think he was afraid that if he were allowed, he would have angered his wife.
And just so I understand, where your tire impressions pull up by her vehicle, you just saw her vehicle and she didn't come anywhere near your car.
Yeah.
Okay. So there should be no reason why her shoe impressions are going anywhere near your tire impressions.
No, unless it was a coincidence that I drove near them.
Now, while this defense may appear logical to Lee, it ultimately reveals how he's willing to make outlandish statements simply to appear credible.
Well, I would like to think that, but the rear ones are coming with your shoe impression, so it's going to be kind of hard to prove that, you know. I'm just saying there's a lot there, man. It just doesn't make sense. You know? And that's all we're trying to figure out. Again, it's not like you did anything wrong if you were with her that morning. I don't know what happened after that. But if you were with her that morning, it's not like you did whatever happened to her. And I'm pretty sure Dan probably already explained that to you. But the issue is, it just doesn't make sense that I've been working these scenes for so long, and our crime scene people have been working these scenes for so long, and we know exactly what it shows us. And you're basically telling us that the evidence is a lie, that it didn't happen. And how do you think that's possible? I don't either. I mean, do you think it's possible?
I think it's possible.
So you think it's possible that her shoe impressions can be walking up to your car?
It can be possible.
How come you didn't tell us before that you drove her there?
Because I was afraid that, since I saw her vehicle, that you guys are automatically going to assume that I did something, that it was my fault that she was missing.
So you've been thinking about that? I don't like it. It really worries you, huh?
That she's missing.
No, that you think we think we're going to have something to do with it.
It does.
I don't like it. You're only human. But again, that just goes back to us just trying to figure out what the hell happened. Like I said, sometimes things just happen. You know. We don't know why. But we're certainly not going to make stuff up and try to point a finger at you if it's not true. We just don't do that. We only do what the evidence tells us. And honestly, Chris, the evidence tells us that she did get into your vehicle. I just don't know why. Maybe that fear, you got more fear that we're going to think even more that you had something to do with it because she got in your vehicle. I don't know. I mean, perhaps. But that doesn't, it just doesn't make sense. Is that what it is? Are you afraid that because she got in your car that we're going to think you did something?
She didn't get in my vehicle.
Did she walk up to your car?
No, they didn't see her anymore.
You ever heard of polygraph test?
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's the lie detector.
Okay. You ever taken one before?
No.
Okay. If I were to ask you on a polygraph test, if you had anything to do or had any knowledge of anything to do with Erin's death, what would you say?
Said no.
What would the results be?
They'd be truthful.
How about taking one?
I really know.
Okay.
Because I'm emotionally unstable right now, and I don't want to give off false readings.
That's fair. One other thing I want to ask you about, when we do analysis on your computers and your phones and all that stuff, are we going to see things like that being Google polygraph machines and what they do?
No.
Okay. Are we going to see anything about murder or anything like that?
Probably.
Typically, before committing murder, some killers research methods of disposing of a body. When evidence of such research is found on a suspect's mobile device, it diminishes their chances of claiming manslaughter, as it indicates premeditation.
A month and a half ago, I was having a conversation with one of the guys in the duty that maybe came up randomly, random talk, but basically it's about the body.
And who was that?
I can honestly don't remember. The next pick was important in my mind.
And how long was that?
This is the last time I was on duty. So, before I went on leave, probably just under a month ago.
What did you search on?
We were using Google on my phone and his phone, I think.
Their phone?
Yes.
Okay. What were the results when you find out?
Pigs.
Pigs?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say pigs do?
They eat them.
Are you serious? I've never heard of that. Holy crap. That's a new one. There are not any pigs up on that ranch right there. Okay, I'm just kidding. All right. Pigs. What else does it say? Anything else?
Now, one of them said a fire, but then I got into this huge debate how it takes like a crematorium like 8 hours to dissolve to completely dissolve a body, and fires are really ineffective. The best answer the form gave was to eat them.
Eat the person? Cannibalism? Why do you need the bones up?
You grind them up and then you just get rid of the dust.
What do you use to grind them up?
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
You could. I've never really dealt with bone before.
Well, I mean, I see a lot of bone money, obviously, and I can't see that happening. That's weird, because if you were actually trying to even try to hammer it, there's just too many chunks. That's a trip, man. Was it buried in the desert part of it?
No.
That you didn't see any other?
No. Well, someone said another way is to dig a vertical hole and then put the body in the vertical hole and then put like a dead animal on top of that and then bury that animal.
Yeah, but that's all we had. We always go below the animal.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of holes, believe it or not. Usually when I'm on the animal, we go below. So what is the line? What does it say about mine shafts?
Didn't say anything about this.
We've got a lot of cases like that. Mine shaft ones. Out here in Sumner County. You didn't search those ones?
No.
Yeah, shoot, man, we had at least on 2 hands that I can count mine shaft cases. It's a pretty good idea. Problem is, it's been done so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So when you Googled that, you Googled how to dispose of a body?
Yeah, it was a conversation we had.
Anything anyway that was there that was present during that conversation?
No, not really. Because it didn't stick in my mind as important, so.
What started the conversation over you guys?
I think that age of
Good Lord. Really? What do you want with that?
that was been around since I came in the noise. The show, yeah, I think it came like from like people making fun of the like, these not more and like people saying that in Iraq they were puppies and babies, you know, farmers, baby brothers, this kind of response.
So what's the, I mean, like, what kind of jokes are they?
What's the difference between a Corvette and babies?
I love a Corvette.
And babies don't have a Corvette in my garage. Oh, fuck. What's the difference between a pile of babies and a pile of bowling balls? Or you can't look at bowling balls with a pitchfork.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Is this a Marine thing? Is this what Marines do?
Well, it's kind of dying out. You don't hear as much anymore.
Jeez, man.
But it's just like Marines way of like killing with like people, like calling them baby players and like saying that all Marines, you know, throw puppies on the cliffs because of that one incident in Iraq.
Oh, yeah. We get the same with the cops. Same thing. One cop does something, everybody else is looking for it, and everybody makes jokes about it. One cop goes to a donut shop.
Now, while Chris may believe that the detectives are genuinely interested in his escapades, he fails to realize that they are actually waiting for him to make a mistake. The more he talks, the greater the likelihood of him inadvertently revealing incriminating information.
200 years later, probably, there's actually a pretty funny thread. Someone wanted to steal a donut truck and went on a speed chase with it, so he touched the phone.
That's a good one, too. There's another one, too, where they say, the cop pulls the guy over and says, hey, your eyes are bloodshot water or whatever, and the driver responds to them about your eyes are glazed or something like that. You've been eating donuts or something like that. Freaking donut shows, man. Crazy. Was there anything else you can help us with?
No, nothing I can think of.
And did you ever shoot your gun out there that day?
Mm-hmm.
How many times did you fire it?
4 or 5, maybe.
Okay. What were you firing?
I was shooting at rocks to make sure my scope was on.
Gotcha. Okay. You make sure you got it lined up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same one that's at the ranch right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Would you mind us taking that gun and having it tested?
That's fine.
How about all your other ones?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as I get them back in time.
Okay, we'll get it back to you. Absolutely. How about your car?
I need my vehicle.
I can't give it up. Okay. Well, the good thing is we've got a crime scene specialist out there right now. They're swapping it. So we'll hopefully get it back to you real quick here. Okay. What else? Yeah, we're going to do analysis on all those. Did you Google anything else we know
I don't think so.
No. Did you Google anything about Erin or everything out?
No.
Google anything about the news out here?
No.
Anything about pregnancies, anything like that?
No.
And so, when we do find her, and you're saying that baby is not yours, right?
Yes.
Okay. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to take a buccal swab, which is just a swab on the inside of the mouth. That's for DNA testing, because the hospital has a DNA sample of the fetus. I mean, they did something with the fetus that day when she was in the emergency room. I did not know what it was, but we're going to do a DNA test on that, just double check that. That usually takes a while. So, we'll do that. And then, we'll play it by ear and see how that goes. So, cool deal, man. We really appreciate your cooperation. I know you're probably thinking about all that good stuff right now, so we really do appreciate it. And what do you do for Alaska?
We're supposed to start the trial the 7th.
Oh, you guys are driving it. Well, because maybe we're going to Alaska busy, but maybe we can just stay out of the office for a couple days, right? Yeah, I can fly though, I can drive up there too, so. Alright, cool. Right on, anything else? No, we'll get you back home. Alright. So back on sound there right now, yeah. Anything else you can think of? No? Okay. When you say emotionally unstable, what does that mean to you?
It just means I don't know, I'm upset. I can't really think straight. My memory doesn't work that well anymore. So sometimes when I think something happened, it doesn't happen that way because I can't remember real well.
Okay.
That's why I can't remember a lot of dates or anything like that, times, people.
In the history of interrogations, criminals have often been caught due to inconsistencies in their testimonies. However, Lee is aware that claiming mental instability or memory issues can potentially absolve him from being held accountable for his words.
Okay, so, but it doesn't mean that you have problems controlling your emotions like crying, laughing, stuff like that.
It can. I usually don't
No, what?
cry or like really not that often.
Okay.
It just never seems necessary.
Okay. And you have a polygraph so I'm using against you in court too, right?
I know.
Okay. So I want to make sure you understood that. How'd you know that?
I just watching TV.
Man, damn TV. Tell me. Gosh. All right. Well, if you decide that you do want to take a polygraph test, please call us. Let us know. We will set it up for you. We have program developers that do it. They're very good at what they do. And false ratings are actually pretty rare with us because ours are experts in the field. So it's actually at the same level as the FBI uses. So we actually do all the same training.
Why aren't we using the court?
Because the court doesn't recognize something that measures the way that a polygraph measures. The courts don't recognize that. So we only use it as an investigative tool. And they're real good at saying, hey, you know, this person's, like you're saying, you know, in your case, you say emotionally unstable. They look at it and they look at your baseline and how you are, and they say, hey, you know, he's baseline here, so they use that as your baseline. They don't use, you know, you relax and then all of a sudden go, oh, you know, look at that. No, they don't do it like that. But, you know, courts, I think someday they're going to be. It's just, they're just not, you know, and we use them as investigative tools. It helps us clear people a lot, you know, to kind of move along and do it that way. So, but, you know, some people are worried about not being cleared. I can understand that fear. So, we're going to push you guys up to not at all. Do you think we are?
No.
Polygraph tests are not admissible in court for various reasons. While they can be accurate to some degree, they also have a track record of inconsistency. Additionally, individuals can learn how to manipulate their results, further diminishing their reliability.
Last thing I want to be doing is some pushy cop. Because I'm not. Neither can. We want you to be able to run into us at roads with everyone and say hi and shake our hand and not freak out. You know, that's the main thing we worry about. So, cool.
Hey, Christine, send me sign this one just so that you wrote it, not me. You're just pushing me on this
I was put your initials.
or something that shows that you made it, not somebody else.
Can you put the date on there too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's July 1st, dude. July 1st. What are you doing for the 4th?
Hey.
You gotta do something for your girl, man.
Yeah. Today's 7. June 7?
Yeah, July 1st. Thank you, Chris. You said you were wearing jeans? Mm-hmm. Is that right? You have a black hat?
Mm-hmm. I wasn't really wearing the hat that much.
Anything else?
White t-shirt.
Yeah, just,
What? Well, there was a brand or something.
yeah, it had some blue on it. It might have been American.
Hey, dude, we need that phone there, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at it. We'll get right back to you.
How long is that going to take?
Like a day. Like that.
I kind of need it for work, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, what we did is we went on in and we gathered a search warrant on it just to make sure we cover our bases. So what we'll do is, as soon as, in fact, I'll try to get it in there today. We'll get it back to you. Okay. It won't take long. Once they plug it in and do the analysis on it should be.
Who is the search warrant?
We've got them at your house right now. Okay. So we'll give you copies of everything, promise.
Chris and Nicole had been planning to return to their home state of Alaska on the 4th of July. However, Erin wasn't satisfied with this arrangement. She desired more than just an affair. There was also a possibility that she was pregnant with Chris's child, and she wanted him to leave his family for her. But when she informed Chris of her pregnancy and desire for a deeper commitment, instead of ending the affair, he decided to end Erin's life. On the day Erin went missing, Chris was at Joshua Tree National Park purportedly to hunt coyotes. He brought along his .22 Winchester rifle and a propane tank, with the intention of causing an explosion. Chris lured Erin to Joshua Tree National Park under the pretense of a surprise, leading her to believe it was a proposal. Once there, he brutally choked her to death using a handmade garrote before callously discarding her body down a 140-foot mine shaft. Furthermore, Chris attempted to burn her remains by dropping a propane tank containing gasoline, but due to the lack of oxygen, the ignition failed. On August 16, 2014, Erin's body was found at the bottom of a 140-foot deep mine shaft. Alongside her body was a propane tank, and her body was in such a state that she was unrecognizable, making it impossible to even see if she was pregnant. About an hour after Erin's body was discovered, Chris was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. It remains unclear if Nicole had any involvement or knowledge of Chris's intentions to commit the crime, but the police said she behaved oddly during her interview. The prosecution argued that Chris's motive for killing Erin was to prevent their affair from deepening. Since Chris was unwilling to leave his family for her, he decided to kill her. They also cited previous sanctions from the military for his violent behavior and reckless use of weapons. In an attempt to shift the narrative, the defense called Chris to the stand as their sole witness. Chris admitted to killing Erin, but he claimed that it was an act of, and I'm quoting, "the rage of a father," a flimsy attempt at changing the narrative.
I need to tell the truth. I couldn't live with myself if I kept this a secret any longer. We started having a conversation about plans. She wanted to come to Alaska. She wanted to be part of Liberty's life. I told her, I didn't want that. Told her, I decided that, you can't be part of Liberty's life. And she said that she wanted to, that she loved Liberty, and I told her, it's not your choice, it's not your daughter. You don't get to love her. She's mine.
What were you thinking at that point?
I was thinking there's no reason for Erin to love Liberty. She was not hers. She shouldn't have any kind of emotional attachment to her. She thought maybe Erin had molested Liberty because she was uncomfortable with the way she was around her when she had been watching her.
What was your reaction to that?
I felt so safe in my little community that I didn't think it was possible.
So you didn't believe Nicole?
No, not at the time. When Erin told me she loved Liberty and that she wanted to be with her, something clicked. It turned a gear in my head, and I said, why do you care about Liberty so much? Why do you want to be part of her life? And Erin told me, I just love her. And I stood up and I stopped her and I said, did you touch Liberty? And she reeled back a little bit and started stuttering over her words, and she was saying, I, and I stopped her again, and I yelled at her this time. I said, did you molest my daughter? And she said, yes, and that was the last thing I heard her say. I stumbled back and I sat on the edge of my Jeep and caught myself with my hands. And in my right hand, I felt the metal from the garrote. It set me off. I just felt so much hate, so much rage. And I grabbed it and I stood up and I came up behind her and I put it around her neck. Training took over then, and I turned around and I started pulling. Nothing would have stopped me from doing what I was doing. I told myself while I was doing this, never again. I wasn't going to let anybody hurt my daughter again. I had let her into my daughter's life. It was my fault that my daughter was hurt. I just kept choking her. I don't know how long it was. Might have been 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it felt like forever. And I just kept choking her. And then the anger, that feeling of disgust and hate ebbed a little bit, and I let go. And she dropped to the ground. After a few minutes went by, I realized what happened. I know I killed her. And so the rope was still around her neck. So I grabbed it and I dragged her to the edge of the mine shaft and I pushed her in.
You could have stopped, right?
No.
20 seconds in, you could have stopped.
No.
Why not?
Nothing would have stopped me at this point. I was too angry.
For about 40 seconds in, you're still doing it.
Yes, sir.
That's about a minute in. Still doing it.
Yes, sir.
And your testimony is you couldn't have stopped. You couldn't have just let go of those handles.
No.
Minute 20? Still no, huh?
No.
Okay. You let go. Can you let go now?
Yes, sir.
Then you threw her down a mine shaft, didn't you?
I did it.
Like a piece of trash.
I threw it down the mine shaft, yes.
Like a piece of trash. Right?
Is that a question?
Yes.
Yes.
The jury rejected Chris's plea, recognizing it as inconsistent with the evidence and merely an attempt to secure a lesser charge of involuntary manslaughter and a lighter sentence. Well, he failed, and Chris Lee was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Now, if you think this case was horrific, well, you need to check out my video about the evil veteran who dissolved his wife in acid.